Sweet, you've been wonderful so far. Keep doing that. Let's stamp our feet one more time. Clap our hands and welcome Lewis Etienne to the stage.
How are we all doing, Liverpool? We all good? You having a good night so far, yeah? You guys? Yeah? Just so you're aware, this is the ethnic portion of tonight's show. You are going to fucking love these 10 minutes, I promise you. Before I get started, have we got any parents in here tonight? Make some noise, parents? And when I said make some noise, are you deaf? Yeah, right. I'm also a parent, relatively new parent. I've got a 3-year-old, beautiful relationship, and it's taught me a lot about parenthood. And the more I think about my relationship with my child, it's made me think about my relationship with my own father. And it's going to start really morbid. My dad passed away unexpectedly 2 years ago. Very sad, very unexpected. And my relationship with my son, I thought, what do I mean to my son, and what does my dad mean to me? And can I be honest with you? My dad was my role model. He was my inspiration. To see the man who taught me so much get to realize his life dream and retire at 45-year-old, that's absolutely amazing. The cunt didn't have no money, he just couldn't be asked turning up to work anymore. What's your name?
Tawana.
What's your name? No, what's your name? Tawana. Nice to meet you, brother. So my name's Lewis, but when you see my name written down on paper, it reads Louis Etienne. Do you recognise that? And because of that all my life, I've had the same question, Lewis, are you French? And all my life, I've had to give the same boring response and tell people, no, I'm not French, but the black side of my family comes from a country in the Caribbean called Dominica. It's an ex-French colony. As we can all see, extremely boring conversation to have all the time. But from there, some people, usually white people, will follow up with a response, oh, Dominica, that's a small world. We once went on a cruise. To the Dominican Republic. Some people are laughing because you'd say that as well, wouldn't you? And when I hear that, I'm always like, what the fuck has that got to do with what I've said? Do you know what I mean? Different islands, different people, different cultures. That's like if I'm speaking to you, my love, and I'm like, where do you come from originally? And she tells me, Isle of Wight. And then I go, ooh, Isle of Wight, that's a small world. We once went on a cruise to the Isle of Man. Doesn't make any sense, does it? So nowadays, if anybody ever comes up to me and says, Lewis, where does the French in your name come from? I just tell them slavery. Conversation done. So I've travelled here tonight, like Mel from Bradford, extremely multicultural place, as I'm sure you're all aware. And I don't think there's any bigger example of diversity than in my friendship group. Because in my friendship group, I've got black friends, I've got white friends, I've got Asian friends, and I've got mixed race. And when it comes to the mixed race friends, there's every combination you could ever imagine. Like, whatever flavour you like, love, we've got it in store. It's going to be an awkward drive home, isn't it, for you two, isn't it? Yeah, we've got an absolute mixture of friends. But the interesting thing about my friendship group, we all play for the same football team. So at the start of the season, when we've got to line up to take a team photograph, our team looks like an advert for the Commonwealth Games. And we're all very self-aware people. We realise how stupid we look. So now's a bit of a personal and inside joke when it comes to lining up to take the team photo. We've started to line up in shade order. Which is funny in itself, isn't it? But it's also very handy, like, if you ever find yourself in the middle of B&Q and they've run out of colour charts, you can open our photo up and be like, I'll take 2 tins of this Sri Lankan on the end, please. I don't know about you, Liverpool, but I feel like anxiety is super prevalent nowadays. Yeah? Has anybody got anxiety in there?
Boo!
Sorry, that was awful. Yeah, it feels like anxiety is super prevalent nowadays. I missed that. What was that? What was that?
I just said that was good, sorry. Really got me.
I'm on TripAdvisor. Give me 5 stars if you want, love. Yeah, anxiety is super prevalent. Anxiety manifests itself in several different ways. Some people have OCD. Some people have social anxiety. Me personally, I deal with something known as health anxiety, also known as hypochondria. Thank you for your sympathy. And the thing is, when you've got health anxiety, right, basically, somebody with health anxiety, right, they have a minor affliction, but in their anxious state of mind, they make a mountain out of a molehill. So somebody with health anxiety, they might have a pounding headache and think aneurysm. They might have a beating chest and think heart attack. I used to have a pain in my ass, and in my anxious state of mind, I thought prostate cancer. Turns out it was just my ex. She had massive fingers. So somebody came up to me the other day and they accused me, out of nowhere, randomly, they accused me of being a cinephile, which thankfully doesn't mean what I thought it did. Apparently, a cinephile is just somebody who adores watching movies. Have we got any other cinephiles in here tonight? That was a trick, it does mean you're a nonce. What is it about hot water where you find so many nonces in the crowd? No, I'm only playing. A cinephile is somebody who adores watching films. I do adore watching films. My favourite film is The Exorcist. And if you haven't seen The Exorcist, it's basically a movie about the devil inside of a 12-year-old girl. Not to be confused with the Jeffrey Epstein documentary that comes out next week. I know, it's sad, innit? It's sad. Because of jokes like that, I'm now single. And like most people do, I download Tinder. So I've come out of a long-term relationship, really long, 10 years. You can clap if you want, don't. Come out of a long-term relationship, downloaded Tinder. Let's just say it's been an eye-opening experience. I've learned a lot about women that I didn't previously know. My biggest takeaway from Tinder is that single mums have some of the most aggressive bios I've ever read. Every bio reads something like, Kelly, 28, yes, the kid in the third picture is mine, and if you've got an issue with that, you can go fuck yourself. And I get it, I understand. And I understand because I'm also a single parent. And I understand when you're looking for love, that's maybe what somebody else doesn't want. And that is absolutely fine. And instead of being jealous and defensive, not jealous, instead of like being defensive and aggressive about it, I feel like we should wear it as a badge of honor. That's what I do. Like I even try to market myself as a sexy single father. Like Jude Law in The Holiday. Except the mother of my kids isn't dead. Yet. Beautiful 3-year-old, absolutely stunning, like objectively stunning 3-year-old, which as a single parent is actually a blessing and a curse. Because when I do the nursery run in the morning, I get all the cute mums coming up to me asking how he's doing, which is amazing. But on the flip side, have you ever tried to fuck somebody in the back of your car with a car seat in there? It's a logistical nightmare. Whilst my kid is beautiful, I often refer to him as half genius, half idiot, and please give me a chance to justify this. I say he's half genius because he's 3 years old, and at 3 years old, he's got an iPad. He knows the passcode to the iPad. He knows to navigate through all the apps, find Netflix, and watch whatever he wants to watch. And at 3 years old, I don't know about you, but I find that fascinating. But I also say he's an idiot because when we play with his like actual action figures, he's got like a really limited imagination. Every scenario is the same. Something's always falling. Every single time. So if it's Spider-Man, he's on the edge of a building. Oh, it's falling. If he's playing with his cars, it's on the edge of a cliff. Oh, it's falling. And I'm sure there's parents in the room tonight that can get extremely jarring. So I was in the kitchen the other day preparing food for me and my child, like Jude Law in The Holiday. And out of nowhere, I hear, oh, it's falling, oh, it's falling. I thought, fucking hell, here we go again. So I've gone over to the living room, I put my head around the door. He's on Netflix, watching a 9/11 documentary. Never forget, never forget. I'm gonna go soon because of jokes like those. Admin, this is admin that sometimes we usually do if you find this funny. I'm on Instagram, Louis Etienne. Just think French, slavery, just don't say it out loud. And I'll finish on this, very short story. So, split with my ex last year, and I moved into a new house. And for context, I moved into a white neighborhood because I'm doing well now. And I've moved in, and within a week of moving in, my white neighbour put up a Great Britain flag in the back garden. That's not funny. That's not remotely funny. No, on a serious note, put a Great Britain flag in the back garden, and it overhung my... This is my neighbour, isn't it? So yeah, put up a Great Britain flag in the back garden, it overhung my back fence. But for context, again, it was May 2022. Now, you probably forgot about it, but it was the Queen's Jubilee. Easy mistake for me to make. He, ha, ha, let's move on with his life. So basically, it's September 2023 now. The Jubilee's over. The Queen is now over. And yet the flag remains. And the other week, I thought, fuck this, I've had enough. So I've gone into my loft and I've got my Dominica flag out. I've come into the back garden, I put my stake in the ground just like that, tied my Dominica flag to it just like this. And it took him 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes. My neighbour's come out the house, he's popped his head over the fence, he goes, what the fuck do you think you're doing? I said, listen mate, if you want to put up a flag, I'll put up a flag. He goes, you call this a flag, I don't even know what country it is. I said, this mate, this is Dominica. And he went, oh, that's a small world. My name's Louis Etienne, you've been amazing, thank you.
Louis Etienne!